I have to have people that to take them out. It's like you build and then no one needs his name and
see if I can give you some kind of a little tutorial. So, okay.
then someone comes and says, oh, they're not ready, they go.
Oh yeah, that's why I decided let's just project something maybe because I saw you. I think Fatima was out
Yes.
and another student. I don't know. I didn't start. Um, by the time, all right. I'm sorry, student from Johor Bahru, I cannot see your face, so I cannot recognize you because yesterday I was, I tried to like kind of call you by your color. So I don't know if it's you and sitting in the same place. So it should be the one that sitting on the okay. Then this time it's okay because I still can see the shadow of your head. I mean, because yesterday it was only hand. All right. Okay. Then if such a case, then it should be David.
Yes.
Okay, correct, David. All right, David. By the time the other students coming, I think I would ask you some small thing.
Okay.
You can go through if you have laptop, smartphone, anything. Do you have something?
Yeah, I have a tab with me.
That's great. So, do you have any smartphone, tab, laptop? That's good, very good. So, by the time the other students are joining, please try to look up, look for all the measures and acquisitions, the different types, how they do it, why they do it, what problem they might be facing. Just do a little bit of like kind of tutorial. And then when the others are coming, I would ask you to explain to them. So I give you the direction or somehow.
I shouldn't come so early.
Oh, this is the thing that I do in the second class because it's just past you here. There is a, if I wanted to do it yesterday, then today definitely you would be late. Okay, so maybe the others they know my strategy because usually in my classes until the time I do like a little tutorial. But don't worry, you will enjoy it. Okay, so however we have you new, right? May I have your name, please?
My name is Lau,
Yes.
L-A-W. Lau Chi Kwan.
Lau Chi Kwan.
Yes.
Amigo.
Yeah.
That's great.
I just
Okay.
came back from overseas last night.
Overseas. That's great.
So still
Jet lag.
not jet lag.
Oh,
No
so
time
you're-
different.
Okay.
It's only thing a bit.
Of course, a bit but still you're early. It's good,
I have to
right?
wake up. A little bit of sleep, so wake up early.
Don't worry, I'm gonna like there are all these topics, and I won't allow you to feel sleepy because I'm gonna shoot the questions to you in text. Okay, and may I have a little bit of background of your study?
Myself,
Yes.
working.
For now, I rather know the background. Sure, both of them, but first academic. Your
Academic.
bachelor, your master.
Master.
Mhm. Both of them.
Yeah, I did it here.
You did both bachelor, master here.
Master.
Master. So what did you do? MBA, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was your bachelor degree?
No, I don't possess any.
Okay, I get it. So in a professional way, you came here, you did your master.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Okay, what experience should be, I believe, management and administration. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
In travel and tours.
Okay.
Hospitality.
Marketing and all those things. Any background about economics?
In what sense?
Economics, as like the supply and demand, the models, the functions, the production functions, and all those things. You do. Okay, that's great. So because
Past 20 in travel and tours industry and doing international sales.
okay, so
Bringing tourists from overseas to Malaysia, Malaysia to overseas.
okay, you've done pretty well. Yeah.
We visited a lot of agents, mostly in China, India, Middle East, Asia.
Because tourism is very strong in Malaysia.
Yeah, so I cover these regions. So now I'm in hotel line.
All right.
Before that was in a travel agency.
Travel agency.
Now in hotel line in Lexis Hotel as an assistant director of sales.
All right.
So just completed my 7 days sales visit.
That's the one that is.
Yes. Travel agent 3 second-tier cities in China. Zhengzhou, Wuhan, and Changsha. So last night I took the midnight flight and came back here.
Okay. Oh my goodness. So you didn't even have time to sleep.
That's why
in the flight.
In the flight.
Okay, so don't worry. All right, so it's good experience. So of course you should be familiar with the economics in the even the general sense of it, because you're doing these types of business. Definitely you will touch on some parts of the economics. Okay, that's great. Yesterday we talked about the supply and demand curve and supply and demand law. We talked about substitute goods. Okay, David, a little bit of review for you too. A substitute good, a complementary good. We talked about elasticity. The slides are there, so you can go and read it through. Also, about assignment and exam, I'm going to give you another review. It's like a short explanation on how to do it in the afternoon when everybody is here. So for now, just go on and do a little bit of work. Find out and write down. If you have any piece of paper, or maybe you can take a note. So because later on, when you want to explain it to your friends, you don't need to like reference it, whatever you have done. Okay? So mergers and acquisition, whatever you it's a big topic. Even it's one of the modules that I teach. The whole book is mergers and acquisition. But from you, I don't need to know. It's like what is the mergers, what is acquisition, consolidation, vertical, horizontal, and all those things. Okay, go ahead. I think 10 minutes would be enough, or 15 minutes, something like that. David, started?
Yeah.
That's good. Very good. Take some notes, because later on I will ask you to explain to your friends about your findings.
Merger and acquisition.
Mergers and acquisition, yes.
Morning, Vice
Morning.
Morning. He was sales call. 通过。
秀水，秀水。
哦，我去做一些装修。
哦，
去了郑州、武汉跟长沙。
哦，这样。
second tier 的地，没有地方玩的，他们这边全部都是。
Oh, please do not sit that far away. Come on.
Morning.
Morning.
So you just arrived from. I sit here.
almost one-page summary of whatever you can find through Googling. And then later on, you should explain it to others. And everybody's here. Full use of the small my class because they have to do the tutorial, do the research in the class on the spot and answer it. Yeah, because no one is chatting, no one Facebook, nothing. They know that there's highly verb.
Tomorrow don't come early.
I will don't have class. David, do you know if your classmates are coming or they coming?
No.
You have no idea. No problem. So since the past B here is B, right?
Yeah.
Past mark is B, meaning that if you get lower than that, you have to sit for the class or you just receive the exam.
Need to see you again.
See me again, but it's like this round is going not so often. Then you have to wait for long to see me again.
I think you see you in the Lima or you visit the exam.
You receive the exam. No need for the class, nothing. You just.
No, no.
Mm. Please do your very, very best. You have 1 month, so you don't have to see me again.
Next year in Lima.
Just see me in your convocation. That's it.
And this is under which slide?
Actually, this is under the second lecture 1, part 2. But this is not the thing that I'm going to ask you. This is the
Second
agency
lecture part
program.
2.
Yeah. I asked you about the mergers and acquisition at the very last slide. I think some, yeah, here. Somewhere around. It's one of the topics that I'm going to go through today.
Merger and acquisition.
Yeah. Mergers and acquisition.
Which chapter? No.
Let me see.
Can't find this thing.
Today we're going to talk about very, very nice things and different things. Managerial problem, these takeover things, and also the very basic kind of this like the whole cooperation side, and it's like partnership and all those things. So it's interesting. So kind of a bit rather than yep. Here. Yeah. Here. Alex, finish?
Yeah.
Everybody finished? All right, I think I will just start. Yes, then you discuss this. Let's see now. All right. This is the lecture, the first lecture part 2. Okay, production function, what you can, from the yesterday's, however, of course, there are things which are new for today's lecture. So let's start with David because he's the only one there. So then I switch to Kaya. David, tell me what you can tell about production function.
What can I tell about production?
Yeah.
From the management aspect, it will be more of
No. Do not go through the decision-making part. Just simple. What is production function? You can just get it from the name and explain it.
function to, it is something that to produce something.
This is good. Something to produce something. It's how you define, yeah, how you define function in mathematics.
Function in mathematics.
Yes.
Workflow.
Okay, a little bit more, maybe. Just explain.
To produce something more effectively or efficiently.
You may have a function, but it may not be, right? So, back to your first explanation, something to produce something. That something is a function. In the real, like the meaning of maths, because they want to develop it in the, let's say, other is any other concept. Now we are economics. Relationships between two, yep, or three, or four, I don't know, variables. You're having all the inputs, and that with that function, you work with it, you produce output. Here, our output is going to be something that we are producing. Can be any goods. All right? And the function is going to be some relationship of inputs. The first two inputs, based on the classical view of economics, is the end of capital and labor. Very important. Later on, you will know about the Cole-Douglas formula or function. That is a function of K and L. K standing for capital, L standing for labor. Okay? Clear? David, clear?
Yes.
All right. So, welcome, Shivali. You're very late. Okay, hey. All right. Let's go. Short-run production, long-run production. We will get to know what's the difference between the two. Return to scale. Very important topic. And also economic to scale. Accept tolerance. Should I include you, Amos and Alex? Who can tell me economics of scale?
More you produce, the cheaper.
Except you. Okay. Those coming from different backgrounds.
The optimum resources used to product.
Is the maximization of the output. Sivali. You were from IT, right?
Yes.
Okay, IT. Tell me, economics of scale.
Scale. It's is it what's the best we could potentially do versus something?
It's the best actually, Bay, but it's not in a sense that you're explaining. What you get from the meaning itself, lie. Okay, you tell me. Just think about the word itself. For your case, in your class, I can tell you, except I'm not going to touch derivatives much. You can 60% talk about the concept of any new words by its own word. When I teach derivatives and risk management, I say, guys, be very, very careful because the words that they are there does not have those meanings that you may find it. For example, open interest. Have you ever heard of open interest?
Yeah.
And then it's like once I gave it in the exam and my students thought, oh, Dr. Mitra said that whatever is coming there, so just think about that meaning from itself. But they forgot my second phrase that, oh, come on, you're sitting in the derivative class, be careful, something else. And they gave me this very, very interesting explanation of open interest. Some interest which is very open and welcoming. Some interest that everybody likes. The high interest that all the investors like. So it is, come on, lots of things related. Right? The open interest means. Hello.
Sorry, I'm late.
It's okay, no problem. And you were absent yesterday too. Okay, the open interest is the number of the buyers and the sellers over there. So it's different from the interest which is very open, interest everybody likes it, interest which is very, very high. Okay? So, but now here, economics of scale, you can find it. Like 50% you can get it from there.
Open interest.
What?
Open interest, here. What do you say?
Open interest. We have derivative market. I don't know whether you have heard of them or not. I touch a little bit here, but just a bit. Future, forward, options, yes. And all those derivative markets, if they are traded in exchange market, on the column you have this open interest column. And the open interest means the number of the buyers and sellers ready to trade. All these, yeah, all these. It's not stock. It's derivatives on anything. Could be spot. Yeah, yeah. It's like on spot. There are these people that they are ready there to buy and sell all those instruments. Okay. So anyway, back to the question and lie. Economics of a scale, 50%. Get it from the name.
It's the best.
Okay, go.
Best output, best benefit.
Yeah, and what? How?
Cost benefit.
Why?
From the best production in the country, if they're producing something which is crops or whatever, it's the best cost.
No.
Minimum cost maximize.
Okay, good. You are minimizing your cost. But how?
Scaling up your production.
Very nice. Scaling up your production. And you reduce your cost. How? With scaling up your production, you are reducing cost there. Another question.
There is always
Okay, let me go to law. Law, right? Amigo. Okay.
There is, according to Adam Smith, there is always a marginal point, utility marginal production, which is the most profitable.
Very nice.
Neither you utilize more of the cost of the labor, or
Yeah. Fixed cost, on sale, and then. So if it is one is fixed, the other is
non-fixed.
not fixed, and you call it variable. Yeah, come on, it's very good. So if you write that, for example, if there was such an exam, if you say non-fixed, because it's not fixed, it's variable. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of the fish that are students, those who are like. They have the sitting exam in the class and something. So, okay, guys, you know what? I'm not the type of lecturer. Wrong. There's a cross all the things wrong. I am the kind of lecturer that I fish the marks for you. So please do some fish there. So in case I want to do one mark, because I will find something, even though you have no idea, then write down. Then it's like some fish is going around, and I take it 1 mark. I give it to you. Then you may these old fish that you put there. Then you may pass. Okay, for your case, no problem. The B, you should be perfect. Okay, good. We have fixed cost, variable cost. Fatima, tell me what you remember from the fixed cost and variable cost in your degree time. Business administration, right? Yeah. Okay, business administration. Tell me.
Fixed cost, as it shows, is always here.
Yeah, but just give me some more examples.
Like,
Okay, let me have our new student's name, so we will include him too. Okay, may I have your name, please?
We need
Yes, yes.
more. MUK more.
M-U...
Okay.
Do I have M-U-K here? Is your name here? Oh, you're from JB too?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. Then, more. You're talking about the fixed cost and the variable cost. And now you're talking about the what could be the fixed cost. Okay, tell me, what do you get from the fixed cost? The cost which is fixed by Fatima phrase, yes.
What is the big cost?
Yeah. Bring some example.
That's that.
You may buy a set, you may sell the asset, so it's not very fixed. Overhead cost, that's what is overhead cost. It's different.
Constantly
Especially overhead cost that's not fixed at all. Sometimes you may not even have it.
constantly
No.
have to issue every month.
Thanks.
This.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me, Shivali, fixed cost.
Fixed cost, like equipment, for example.
Okay. Yes.
Depreciation. That's all.
Depreciation for now is just the accounting thing. Leave it aside. The thing that you buy it, you put it in your factory,
Yeah.
which is the equipment. And rental, maybe building, property, all those things. You buy it, plant. It's like the factory. You buy it, you pay for it, and it is there. You want to use it, you don't want to use it, you have already paid, it is there.
You said you don't change the level of costs.
We get to that. And now, variable cost, the cost would be varying during the production, such as, very easy, material. So, you, for example, you want to make this, and then it's okay, plastic, some metal, ink, so you have to buy it. But to make this one, you don't need the machine.
Raw material.
What's that?
Raw material.
Property is like the part, and you.
Raw materials that makes to produce the.
Yeah. The raw material, because you know what? You buy all those things. Let's say telling it tomorrow, oil down, maybe petrol price goes coming down, and then you may have this price change. You cannot buy at the fixed price that you bought it just for yesterday. So it's changing. But the property, yeah, it's volatile. The property you have bought, it's there, so it's not gonna change. The equipment you bought, it is there. Of course, there should be depreciation, but that one is something else. It's like but the cost is there. You have paid for it. It's not the depreciation you will get back. Okay. But the raw material you spend on it, and it's gonna be different every day. Who knows? Maybe less, maybe more. It's variable. Now, I'm going to ask you another question. How can we refer the economics of scale to this fixed and variable cost? Okay. Because you just said you were very question. The question, how you relate the economics of scale to this fixed and variable cost. From which point? And we talked about minimizing cost, remember? How you refer these two concepts together. Florence, you should know it, right? Okay. And the rest, new for you.
Negotiation.
Negotiate, it's not fixed. Negotiate under the raw material price, that's going to be like, you're changing it. It's not the thing that you have paid. Even if you negotiate on buying the property, you negotiate, you buy cheaper, then you pay some specific amount that is going to be your fixed cost. Okay, Mark, what do you think? Just guess something. I'm giving you this hint. You are minimizing the costs. because you want to maximize your profit, because these are put together, working together. It's not because you want to maximize your revenue. You want to maximize your profit. However, the revenue will be maximized as well. You are reducing your costs. And now I'm telling you there are two elements of cost there. Fixed, variable. How you relate these two concepts together?
I will bring down the fixed cost. Then variable cost I will increase or
How you bring down the fixed cost? Do you mean that then you bargain more on the property, you buy it
I
cheaper?
will fixed cost I try to minimize it every month to
How
ensure
come?
that.
How come? It's fixed cost, you cannot minimize it every month. It is there, you have paid it, it is there.
Yeah, before that means you can work out the fixed cost. So before you fix the cost, you can actually make the so-called what is a fixed cost.
Yeah. But you find it and then you say, okay, this is going to be the cost that I'm going to buy this factory. I pay it. The cost is fixed. Done.
Yes, that one is done. Then variable cost is subjective one. You can actually
Yeah,
try to
true.
increase or decrease to achieve the economy of scale for your products.
No. Because the variable cost is there. However, the still
And
can buy
variable
it.
cost you can actually by increasing your manpower, all these things, then you can achieve higher profit margin, maximize profit margin, all these things.
You cannot tell that. Can you tell if you, yes, to some point, if you bring more labor, you may increase your production,
Yeah.
but in some case, when you add one more labor, the production growth would diminish. Another interesting example. Why? Can you explain?
Nature of business.
No. Let's say what? How? In what sense?
Because I look at it, let's say as a good managers,
Strain.
as a good
Oh,
manager,
No is explaining. I come back to you in few minutes.
by increasing the variable cost as a management, definitely have to be minor.
Okay, then you're not. If it is that the case, you're not a good manager. You're not efficiently using your resources. That one is some other story. But let's say you are in variable cost, you are very efficient, you bargained a lot, you find the best resources with the cheapest play, whatever, you put it there, the variable is there. And the cost, of course, you have bought it and it's there too. But economies of scale is about minimizing the costs.
We're talking about the productivity of the individual.
If you are minimizing the cost, you are maximizing the profit. Let's go to, I think Sivali got something to say. Sivali. David.
No, I was saying just now you mentioned about something about labor and your production
Yeah.
still higher and all that.
Okay.
Now the reason why increasing of labor
Okay.
will not means that your production increase because your fixed cost, your fixed factory and your equipment might be limited for only certain number of labor.
That's great. Very good. One question solved. And if you ask, like doing nothing, looking at the ceiling or maybe doing Facebook or chatting.
That's why it's actually I say it depends on the nature of business.
It depends, but in any kind of business, we have this amount that you can maximize your profit.
As a businessman, I still don't agree this times.
Yeah, but if you
let's say I can actually this thing apply to the manufacturers. I may talk to my so-called my good friends and even manufacturers. So now since your product not so fast, then I can borrow or so-called we share profit. Then I take your machine, I take your people for this month only.
Okay.
Then I increase it. Then whatsoever my orders I can take extra order for that month.
Okay, that's what you're doing something. You're maximizing.
That one is a variable cost to the company,
Yeah,
it's
but
only for that particular for that month only,
for that particular, you have the knowledge that your friend doesn't have it. You know how to use those resources efficiently. Your friend doesn't have it. You go, you take over, you work 1 month, you maximize the profit, you come back, bye-bye. You get your profit, your own profit, the share, whatever it is. That one is some other story. And if your friend does have you run the business, then he will do exactly the same as you. But he doesn't have.
But then sometimes it depends on the market also. Depends on the
the market, the taste, everything. But now I told you, in this kind of the models, you're thinking everything is constant. Only these things. Everything is constant. You have paid for your factory, you have paid for everyone, and then the variable cost is there. You input more labor, yeah, the production goes up, but in one level it goes down. As David said, maybe the capacity for this factory, the 14 hours is only for 7
hours. It
workers.
depends on the nature of business, because that thing only applies to manufacturer. Let's say, for example, to me and Mox, we are consultancy in and Justin also, consultancies. Let's say we don't increase the manpower for that particular month, all these things. Certain business we are unable to get. That means we miss the opportunity, we miss the boat.
Yes, but this one is
the labor cost, we can take the job and then we can maximize our profits.
Yeah, that one is exactly, that's what you should do it. It's the increasing, because you have the capacity. Manufacturing doesn't have the capacity. You still have the capacity. Your capacity is so different from the manufacturing part. Maybe even the capacity is like no limit. And the more manpower you have, you may, however, in any function, because it doesn't matter. You're producing services. They're producing goods. Anyway, the classic view says increasing any input would add up the production to some level. Maybe even the speed is high, a bit flat, and then later on, down. Yes?
Yeah, no, I think with the example you are giving, yes, you can bring in more content and increase your profits. But at the point, you realize that you cannot even supervise anymore. Because when you consult somebody is supposed to supervise them and how people they are selling to the business is good. Now at the point, because you have a lot of people working on you cannot even supervise. And before you
could be another reason. You cannot supervise them the way you were supervising previously. Yes. The way you were supervising previously was very efficient. That workers would work 80% of their capacity. Now there are a lot. You're just kind of busy with this group. The other group are chatting. So there are many reasons that, again, this one is out of the capacity of my supervision, out of the capacity of the factory, out of whatever.
These things, you see, it depends on American working style or China working style. Let's say American working style, yes, I agree with these statements. That means one supervisor only for one project, then they need to take care for this thing. But then for China working style, okay, once you got one manager, he get another one more project, let him to handle it. That means you reduce the cost, then you maximize your profits. Then the manager handle 2 jobs or even 4 more jobs.
Again,
then this is China. I mean, different.
It could be again. You are efficiently working. You're working better than American was, because with 2-3 supervisors, you are hitting the profit very high. But in America, they have like 15, because they have 15 sectors. They need 15 supervisors. They need 15 people to hire. They need 15 people to supervise. You do it with 4 people, and then multiple tasks. You're doing the job more efficiently, and they should learn from you. It's out of the question. You're doing very fine, but that very fine got the limits. Still goes down. American, Chinese, Iranian, Middle East, African, the same, as far as the models are saying. Okay? Let's go back to the economics of scale, because we are getting it's like, I need to cover up. And Amos, just tell me very fast.
You can always see that even with that Chinese example, assuming that this is the preacher of mine, and each table is for the supervisor, very soon you don't even have a space for any table again. And so you build a table and we have exactly around
this is the limit. For example, let's say this room, the capacity of the working is like every worker needs to have two steps to move around, do the job properly. It's like you bring in, like the students, you bring in any it's like the students are not, and you cannot work properly because you don't have enough space to go and move around.
Then you can increase the floor height, then create other vectors. You can double all the things.
What if you cannot? What if you cannot? What if you're living in Japan? And that is like, come on, they just dry the sea to make that factory. They cannot again dry the sea and make the factory again. All of our things are limited. Back to the thing that Alex told it. like half an hour ago.
China people
Economics
do
of
business
scale.
no limit. This is so-called China
They
people
have
do no
limits
limit
too.
on.
They have
They
limits too.
think their way to create a new limit and create new high, new limit on. This is the way they work on.
Okay. Guys, going back to the same question. Economics of scale. You know what? Is that when some of your friends are talking, listen carefully because it might catch you like a ghost later on. It's like half an hour ago, Alex told it. Why you reach to economics of scale? By reducing the cost in which way? You too, David Diwali.
Yeah.
So you're 1 point ahead because you answered one of the two very important questions. Amos is sleepy. Next question for you.
This one.
All right. So, and do you want to take over again? Second question.
Okay.
Economic of scale and cost.
Basically, to find an optimal level
Okay.
of usage of variables,
Okay.
variable cost to achieve high production and high revenue.
How? Which part?
By managing the variable, getting the optimal level of usage of raw material and labor.
No. Alex, explain to everyone.
In a manufacturing company, there are certain costs that is fixed, like rental or salary of security guards. Even if you don't produce, this cost is still have to pay. So you can maximize, when you maximize your production, you can spread this cost over to a lot of production units. So cost per unit becomes smaller.
Very good.
So it's
Cost, that's it. Marginal cost per unit. Cost of the producing one more, it's going to be less and less and less. Why? So let's just give the completion hedges flavor to it. Bring an example.
For example,
Talk about property.
Yeah. Okay. So you have a building.
Okay.
Okay, let me use rent.
You can use any.
Yeah, let me use rent.
Okay.
Your rent.
Okay.
Is so much a month.
Okay.
So if you produce, let's say 1,000 a month.
All right.
So if you produce one product, it means your product has to absorb the 1,000
Very good.
range. But if you produce 1,000 products,
Very good.
then the cost per unit is 1.
Yes.
So you end up spreading the
Yes.
fixed cost.
The total cost is going to be the variable cost plus fixed cost. Variable cost, of course, it should be that you produce 10 of this, the amount you pay for 10, if this is the variable, you produce 100, of course, it's going to be 10 times more because you need the same proportion of the material. However, sometimes about economy of scale here again, for getting the material, if you buy it in large number, you can buy it cheaper. Another economy of scale over there. But now let's talk about one point. You have the variable cost, it depends on the variable cost on each of them. That's going to be the portion would be fixed. You cannot hear. Okay, I think I should face right here. Oh, you cannot hear at all.
We can hear you, but when the other student give their feedback, we can't hear them.
The other student. Okay, yeah. Maybe future we do need some mics over there above. Yeah, well, is there maybe 2 mics? One from here, one from back, then we can get this. Like I can propose it to the management here. Maybe we need some mics back there. There are one. Yeah, but it's there over there. We do need it over here. Okay.
I have one point to make.
Okay, good.
On the economies of scale. In terms of when it comes to production, sometimes the example from our company is we had we consolidated some of the manufacturing, even in terms of maximizing the profits, because when we consolidated, we can drive better capacity and better output. and also reducing the overall cost.
Yeah, because you are doing you are a bit late, and then we did a little bit of homework, the homework tutorial on the takeover and mergers and acquisition, and also the consolidation. Actually, one of the reasons that they go for, let's say, vertical consolidation is that because they want to reduce the cost as much as possible. All the, I don't know, maybe even just try to get away from paying tax, and sometimes they like the transporting and some other tax. So like they want to escape, and they go for this integration. Yeah, very true. But now we're just talking about the economy of scale, the meaning of it. The meaning is like, come on, this is the building you have bought, this is the rent you're going to pay, this is the factory, this is the equipment you're having it. You have paid for it. If you produce one, your fixed cost for that is going to be all money you have paid. If you produce 1,000, then all the cost that you have paid is going to be divided by 1,000. So the cost per unit will decrease. When the cost per unit decreasing, the total cost per unit is decreasing. And then the more you are producing, the less cost you are having, the more profit you will be making. That's it, John. And the story, economic of scale, very, very important. And try not to forget it, because this is the very, it's just a law.
That one is the academic one.
Mm.
That one is academic.
And China different, right?
No, China difference. Useless difference. You're only doctor there. I'm not doctor yet, but then I show you another method.
Okay, good.
Like calculations. Income is variables. Income is variables. But
Very true.
then the expenses is considered fixed. Then expenses fixed you split into fixed and the variables. Then how to think from the fixed turn into the variables. This is the so-called the most brilliant part. The management side to think about it.
Yeah,
From the fixed part turn into variables.
Oh, you want to change your fixed to the variable? Then that one is good. Like then you may want to hire the factory hourly. Okay, that one is a smaller story. But if you have to pay the rent for 1 month, and if only you work 7 hours in that building, you're making a loss. So you bought it. So it's like, it's kind of even in academic world. For example, my university, the one that I'm teaching full time, it's doing the economy of scale too. Why? They have multiple intakes. It's a kind of each month we have new intakes. Why? Because in other universities, they have 2 intakes, 3 months lapse in between. So it's like they got the whole rental, let's say the equipment. They have to pay the lecturers based on the salary monthly. So if the 3 months lecturer not having any class to take care, why should they do that? They go multiple intakes. They're like every time. They don't have any like semester break time. Like for example, some governments like because they are subsidized and all those things. The law is that if it is the private, it's like whenever you go, you can sign in for the new program. Okay, what time it starts? In 2 weeks time. Okay, then 2 weeks time, new class, join new thing. This is the private sector. Otherwise, they cannot sustain. Let's go to the public. They are subsidized. Everything is okay. Even the building is from the government. Is the equipment from government and everything. So it's okay even if 3 months no students coming using the whole equipment, very fine. But here, come on, they have to pay, otherwise they go bankrupt. Okay, so this is how the business are playing, and it's different sectors. Yes, different in service. It's different, but the very main point, the economics rules are there. However, again, I told you, from the academician point, when we found, okay, let's keep everything constant and just work with this one. No, it's not like this in real world. It's not that everything is constant. You sleep today, you get up tomorrow, some accident in some part of the world is happening, your country far away would be affected. That would be affected, it's going to be a shock, it's going to be another shock, this one would be affected, this economy part would affect another part of the economy. Like I said yesterday, come on, the petrol is higher price, why petrol should be higher? It's not, there is no petrol in the petrol, maybe they put some everything. There is nothing there, so it's like immediately they increase the petrol price. And then when the petrol is down, petrol is still having fun up there. Okay, so these are the things, yeah, in academic world, It's not exactly when you calculate something, definitely you're going to have it, but this is the rule. This is the foundation. Okay? Clear a bit? A bit different, I know, in real world. Yeah, definitely in real world is very different. But still, let's talk about the basics. Okay? It's just one slide for one chapter. Let's go. But you have covered many parts. Input, capital, label. We discussed about it. Output could be service, could be any physical good. Production function. Look at that beautiful code. Q equal to F bracket L and K. The definition goes like this. Quantity of goods or services produced is a function of L label and K capital. Could be a linear function, could be, I don't know, it's like an exponential function, could be any function. However, sometimes there are debates, how you come up with this function? However, we do have all the econometric things, and then they come up with some kind of function. So, time and variability of the inputs. When it comes to the input thing, we would consider the production function in two terms, short run and long run. What is the short run? A period of time so brief that at least one factor and production cannot be varied. Input in the short run are fixed or variable inputs. And long run, period of that all the relevant, they will be changed. Okay, so this is and you know what? This very different, very easy things. You have the quantity, and you want to find the average of the quantity that you're producing. But the average per worker here, per labor. What do you do? All the production, all the quantity, you just divide it by L. If you find the average of that based on the capital, you just divide it by K. So it's like that all overall divided by L. Then say, okay, all this production, I need each labor can produce 5 of these goods. If it is the capital, each unit of capital can produce 2. Okay? In a way, to produce same amount of the quantity, you may be able to replace the 2 factors to each other. So, for example, for each 2 units of labor, you may be able to put 1 unit of capital. So it could be resulted in the same number of the quantity that you are producing. We will get to it later on very soon. All right? We talked about the average. Amos, we talked about the average. You were about to feed us sleeping.
No, I'm not speaking on this journey.
Oh, so how come on? So when I yell, I feel
When
it.
you're starting to you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay. Tell me, the average you divide it by the total number of whatever you have. If it is a labor, if it is a capital. What about the marginal product? What you do then, and how you define the marginal?
Marginal productivity.
It's like anything. If it costs marginal cost, marginal revenue, the marginal is there.
It's additional. If it's marginal cost, additional cost.
For example, your marginal product of labor.
Product of labor, so it's additional output you bring out as a result of increasing your labor by 1.
Okay, kind of, yeah. What's going to be the percentage change of your quantity if you change a little bit of work, let's say 1 unit or just small unit of labor? In general, delta Q, the difference between Q2 and Q1, the difference between the two, divided by the difference between the labor. For example, 10 units, 5 labor will produce, 2 units, 1 labor would produce. The difference between the two, you divide it together, you would have marginal. for the interpretation, you would say change in total output resulting from using an extra unit of labor. And of course, again, holding the rest constant. Okay? And graphicking, that's it. Output, labor. You have the whole production function. When you increase the number of labor here, let me show it with the mouse. See, you are producing quantity. You are including more and more inputs. The very first phase, very sharp, going up, 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 slows down, bit slow, and it's coming down here. Why? Because of all the limitation that we discussed. Of course, the marginal one and the average one still following the same trend, but since it's just a difference, so the function gets a bit tighter than the graph. This was if you want to plug in all the average costs like this and all the marginal, this is the marginal, the pointed, the most pointed one. All right, the relationship between the two. The law of diminishing marginal return, also kind of referring to the very same topic we discussed. So you're inputting, it's not that the output is going up, it is decreasing. And how to interpret that? If a firm keeps increasing an input, holding all other inputs, and technology, of course, constant, because technology plays a very important role. Because you have this technology, you could do this amount of, you could produce this amount of the output. New technology, double it, triple it. It's exactly like now. Sometimes I really wonder, like 30 years ago, those guys who did their PhD and doctorate and did their assignments, how really they did it. It was very, very tough job, you know. My PhD thesis, my references is 400 articles. Even I never printed out. It was all like PDF, it's all there, meaning that I read 400. But how to find that 400? If I wanted to find that 400 like 30 years ago, first of all, there were no such a thing. And then I think I needed to spend 10 years in the library between those. Oh, this one, no. That one, no. This one, yes. Put it there. And then, of course, a big inventory to put all my articles there. I don't know, classification, something, God. But now, click, click. Advanced search. You put it there. What do you want? For your case, monetary policy, you put monetary policy, including what else? I need macroeconomic factors. Where do you want to have it here? It would ask you, but with no here, but it can't. What else you need? I'll say, okay, just look into the abstract. Okay? What else you need? Bring me the whole thing. And sometimes just put in this amount of the money, get your dissertation. Never go for those social things. I mean, like those you might have. Okay, so assignment. Okay, never mind. You want to do this assignment, this case study? Just tell USD, pay it, get the result back. No, that one is no, but the rest is yes. You put it, and easily you can get all the PDF that you need to complete in your case, your assignment, to my case, my PhD dissertation, in a very, very near future for your dissertation as well. Okay? Clear everything? What we were talking about? Coming to the dissertation. Yeah. The thing is, like previously and nowadays, technology. So the technology is helping us to produce the dissertation assignment the best way possible, very well quoted, very well, nicely written, getting the very distinction easily. Okay. The law comes from realizing most observed production functions have this property. This law determines the shape of the marginal product of the labor curve. If only one input is increased, the marginal product of that input will diminish eventually. Same story with that. All right. So we have these lines We would call it isoquant. Let's see if Florence is remembering something about isoquant. This is the very, very specific economic word. How many of you have heard of isoquant? Isoquant, have you heard of it? Yeah? Alex? No? You too? Isoquant?
No.
Okay. Before I ask Florence, let's go back again to the first thing that I said. Get the name from the word itself. No. What do you get from isoquant? I explained in like 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. From the word isoquant.
Quantity.
The quant coming from the quantity. What about isoquant?
Isolate the quantity.
Isolation.
What's that? Malaysian?
Isolation.
Isolation?
ISO.
ISO, not ISI. Okay. What else? Equal. Same. Very nice. Same. Okay. Anything from Johor to explain what is isoquant?
No.
No. Okay, then Florence, tell us.
It's the amount of inputs, so taking the labor and the capital.
For this case,
produce,
inputs on labor and capital.
yes, so that you can produce the same quantity, so you can use either
Yes.
labor, one capital, or one capital, two labor.
Very nice. It's the same level of output. Let's say only you can produce here 14 or 24 or 35. You don't know it. If it's like 14, then it means that by this amount of the proportion of the labor and capital, you can produce no matter what 14. Here, let's see here, look here. Can you see my mouse running here on the screen, guys? Johor? Can you see the mouse rolling around?
Yes.
Okay, good. Very good. So here, let's say at this point, it's like three workers and less than 1 unit of the capital can produce 14 number of goods. Here, 1 labor, 2 capital can still produce the same amount. So the replacement of the capital and labor, but still producing the same amount of the quantity. If the quantity changes, of course, the capital and labor will be changing as well. Here, 2 labors, 2 capital. If it goes like this, 2 labor, 3 capital. So in case you have only 2 labor and you want to produce 24 quantity of that good, you do need 3 units of capital. In case you have 3 labor and you want still same produce 24 number of that specific good, you do need only 2 units of the capital. So we call it isoquant, same quantity. So the shape should be like this, the inward shape. And let's substituting input, the slope of an isoquant shows the ability of a firm to replace one input with another while holding output constant. The same thing that I just discussed. The slope is the marginal rate of technical substitution. They call it MRTS. Just read through and understand it. You would never forget. It's like you understand, just get the concept. You are MRTS, and then in 2 days I ask you, it was SMRT, TMRST. Do not memorize anything. Just get the meaning. And it's just get the thing. Isoquant, same quantity. You have labor, you have capital. The proportion of the labor of the capital that you can replace to get the same amount of quantity. That's it for your level. Okay? However, these kind of things, the MRTS and all those like macro part of it, later on you may want to use it to calculate the amount of, for example, MRTS. It's like, what is the level of the substitution to come up with these things? Later on, you want to say, oh my goodness, I have to lay off all these workers. So what to do? I still want to have the same quantity. So what should be the amount that I should increase in my capital to cover for the losses of my employees? Okay? Diminishing MRTS, the value, the more labor and the less capital the firm has, the harder it is to replace remaining capital with labor, and the flatter the isotype. So it means, if I ask you critically discuss why here is very flat. Right? The question is coming. Why here is very flat? Why here is not flat? Again, going flat. Let me ask our new student so I can involve him too in the discussion. What's your name, please? Yes.
Name.
Yes.
Rizal from Yebi.
Arizal Ali.
Yes.
Okay. Arizal, Moht Arizal.
Sorry?
Moht Arizal Ali.
Yeah, Muhammad.
No, it's not Muhammad.
And Mohidi is short form.
Oh, Moht. Okay. Moht Arizal Ali then.
Muhammad. Yes.
MOHD is pronounced as Muhammad.
MOHD.
Is pronounced as Muhammad.
Yeah, right again.
Oh, so it's not Moht.
No,
Oh my God.
it's a short form. It's a short form.
In 8 years, I thought the Moht is the
More means Muhammad.
Muhammad. Okay, then I know Muhammad. It's a very, very common name, of course, in my country as well. But I thought, because it's like 8 years, I see even my friends, they never told me that I am Muhammad. Do not call me Moht.
Oh, yeah, DBA class.
Yeah, okay, then Muhammad. Okay, Muhammad, tell me, what was the question? Why here it becomes flat, here it becomes very short?
I think maybe because of the time is very high. And
So,
output,
yeah.
minimum drop.
Do you think the output, okay, you're getting the very, very nice thing. Do you think the output would drop here? How many of you agree that output would drop here?
Drop.
How many? Hands up. Be brave. Back to the question. How many of you think that here, in this case, when the labor is too many, the output are dropping?
Depends now, still depends on the nature of business.
Okay. Okay.
From your chart, I agree now, but then.
Okay, from my chart, you agree that when the labor is going up and up and up, and here for this.
From your chart,
Then here you mean that the production goes
you draw
lower.
like that, then definitely it's getting lesser and lesser.
Okay, that's exactly. Okay, in my chart, in my topic, you believe that here the production
In
is
your
less.
class, I agree with you lah.
Okay, okay. George, you agree?
The quantity has been fixed at 14.
Okay. You didn't let me. I wanted to just because they did not notice. Come on, no. The quantity is 14. We fixed it at 14, and just we are replacing the capital and labor together to produce 14. That's the very, very same meaning. It's the very exact meaning of the isot one. Same quantity. Quantity is not dropping. It's not decreasing, no matter of the nature of the business. Okay, clear, guys?
Can we say that when there is more workers,
Okay.
the productivity is low?
Productivity, same thing. 14. You're producing same amount. As David just said, same amount. 14. You targeted 14. But why?
There is the output, but the productivity per person basis.
Okay, if you talk about productivity, you may say so, but still, yeah. But how come it becomes flatter?
Yeah, 6 person. You just need 1 person to produce 2.5, then you get 14. Maybe you work only 2 hours per day.
Okay.
But if you have only 1 person, you have to work 7 hours per day.
They still produce 14.
However, that one is just the capital. It's not the hourly. We're not talking about the hour. We're just
So the
talking about
capital
the
is
basic.
actually spent for material or
That's it. Guys, no matter how many workers you have, you want to produce same amount of material. If your material is not that big enough to cover all the things that is like the capital that you plug in, it's not going to be good enough to produce the same. It's going to be harder and harder. It's going to be harder to, I don't know, efficiently use that one to produce that amount of the quantity. The quantity is fixed, 14. You have to produce 14. That's why it becomes flatter. But when it goes the inside one, it's more place to replace both together. It becomes very flat because it becomes very, very difficult to produce same level, but in some point even kind of impossible. Infinity, they touches. It's kind of impossible. You cannot make it.
But then this is the other way around. You base on the quantity to set because it's follow the chart. Let's say I based on examples. Okay, as a private college, I engage one lecturer. I can teach quantity output, maybe it's 3, maybe it's 30, maybe it's 300. Then the income is totally different. Then in fact, I still get one.
That is going to be, if you're talking it's not about production, it's not about the factory, it's still about the fixed cost. They have to pay me no matter what, these 2 hours, this amount. Whether you're 3, whether you're 1, whether you're 60.
Right.
So if you're 60, they're getting the tuition from you. Fixed cost is going to be very less.
Yes.
If you only want, I have a student with 2, 3 students, and something, but it's not even the thing, it's not matching. So it's like kind of the tuition you get from 3, and then they have to hire a lecturer, pay the lecturer, it's kind of to be balanced out, and maybe in some points make losses. And somehow it's like, okay, never mind, I make losses because I have to maintain, and I have to, these students, I am responsible, I figure, and then I'll make my return from the other part, so I'll cover my losses in this sector. Okay, this is how the business is running.
This theory is based on this chart and also based on this.
This one, it's not the quantity. Your quantity, it's not depending on me. 2 lecturers, 5 lecturers, no.
That's why the income and the quantity you can produce is variables.
Okay, these are the variables.
Then
but
the costs are always people work out the cost at the end.
No. Look at this point. Look at this point. Your number is not relevant to me. You have 7 modules. You need 7 lecturers, no matter what. 1 student, 10 students. It's not that if you are, except if you are 200 students, then more than teachers, and then they cannot. It's like the 100. They cannot afford the place to go and put all of you in one class and run the class for the whole class. However, they do it sometimes in the auditoriums, and it's like the big lecture hall. You do have like 100 students, for example, if they have degree or diploma. They're still having the same, only 1 lecturer, but the mass number of the students. So your quantity, the higher the less, it's not relevant to me. It's not relevant to the number of the lecturers. Only 7 modules, 7 lecturers. That's it. You have to finish your study. Okay, clear? Hopefully it is clear. I think I give you a 10-minute break. Yes? Yeah, because it's many things we covered. Guys, 10-minute break. Ron, you're coming? You're welcome. Okay, let's see what can we find. Depending on the nature of the yeah, you may see.
So many income also variables, income variable also. Then the fixed cost can be turned into variable cost. Variable cost can change to become fixed cost. Can change also.
But sometimes some fixed cost you can change.
Fixed cost can change to variable cost.
Outsource.
Outsourcing, if you're renting if you're renting a factory, how would you outsource? Maybe you want
Share
to
resources.
if you want to take over your friend's place and then work there and then you like cover, but still you have to pay the
How
rent.
can
You have
outsource
to
already?
pay
When
the
you
rent.
outsource become variable.
IT and HR now we used to do outsource.
Yeah, it's lots of outsourcing. As it's like you are going through efficiency.
From fixed cost to variable.
If it is like such a cases, but still, for example, it's like in technology, in lots of other things, you do the outsourcing because it's like.
What I mean, they got to be a fixed cost, but by doing outsourcing, you reduce the fixed cost.
Yeah, even also you can fix because then you have fixed amount
Yeah,
of the month.
see, if you change in such a cases, for example, I don't know, it's you changing the nature of the business.
Because
If you are having the company producing some material,
Yeah.
and then you have to rent it and get the machine and everything, and put all the fixed costs, and use this part for another reason, okay? And now say, okay, come on, it's going to cost me a lot if I want to produce it. I have to pay all those things, so I cut it, I outsource the part, I get it, I put it there. So it's like you change the nature of the business. If that business previously, no, you're not changing, you change the nature. Previously, you had to have this factory to produce this sort of raw material for your next step. Now you find outsourcing is cheaper. Come on,
like
why
what Apple did that. Previously, Apple do their own battery, but now they outsource to Samsung because Samsung can do better battery and with the lowest cost.
They changed the nature of the business. But still, previously fixed cost, then still here to discuss another things.
No, they change the nature of the cost, not nature of the business. The nature of business still maintained. Let's say the handphone.
They restructure their business model.
Structure.
Restructure their business
Yeah,
model.
the structure. Previously, you had the factory, your own factory.
Yeah,
Now
change the
you're not
nature of the
doing it.
fixed cost to the variable cost.
It's you have changed it. You have, it's like still you're still producing the same, but if that part, that factory, that they used to produce battery no longer exists. Because it's cheaper, better, you get it from outside. Okay.
Nature of cost. Nature of cost.
Nature of cost changes.
我那都是他每天啊，我那 Apple
Yeah, your core business still same.
yeah, the corporate productivity, nature, you
design your
become variable.
That principle applies no matter what. Even in China, where you have all the efficiency, it's because until the company reaches the peak of its efficiency, you must see this reflecting, but you get your point, you don't move on. So it applies everywhere, no matter the situation. Otherwise, you are saying that there's nothing limited in China. But there's always a limitation. Otherwise, how should you supply the whole world everything? But because you have a limitation, that is why you do that. Yeah, so you have beyond the point, you cannot go again. Beyond the point, you cannot increase something. It's like that. Beyond your salary, you cannot take care of your 10 children. It's just like that in life.
No, you can get extra income and then pay more.
So what if you cannot get extra income? You cannot always get extra income. But even your income will, you can get extra income at the point. You guys take about 20 kids.
So in Chinese we call 瓶颈.
But then people still will see how to overcome the
But if we all get extra income at the time, then we will poor one. Or even the rich people will maybe.
Definitely we will meet some point.
Exactly.
We cannot jump over it.
Mr. Mo. Mr. Mo.
Hey, Mr. Mo, you be the top here.
秀那个我的图片
啊？
图片
什么店啊？ada semalam ada usul DOE
aku tak ada malam aku
DOE ambil license skill based management. Ambil company bayar 3,900
untuk Mr. Mo.
untuk 5 hari.
2 hari.
Lepas ada hari Isnin ambil.
được muốn lựa chọn với giải cho cái ngành tâm với như vậy tôi muốn tuân cái đó dạ nên giải cờ cho cái ngành nó sập đi mà đúng không ôi mà sao không coi vấn đề gì còn gì á cái sự mà coi vấn đề thì cái môn gì đâu
In the last exam, also similar. They you take back home and prepare exam for them.
Yeah.
So is it like what she wants? Copy literature review, 30 literature review, and all
No, best was no.
No.
I had only about 15.
So it was how many words was that?
4,200.
Yeah, then I started with a very tough one.
Yeah, this one is a bit tough.
Normally it feels, it goes maybe
Yeah.
and jumping all over the place.
Exactly.
How many years? 16 since 16 years since my last MBA, graduate 2000. I must study. It's very difficult. We apply everything in work. But what she said, actually literally what we do in work, try to maximize profit, minimize actual production, in service, make sure there's enough people, not over people, this and that. I don't want to bring it into the theory and pinpoint this is that. It's difficult.
Yeah. So the last subject, why I like this is very business related, very common work related, marketing strategy. And the guy who was teaching us was actually from the business side. So he's a doctor, but he's working.
Go back.
Next one, I go to ATM.
We had a little bit of the break discussion. It was very nice outside. Also about the MNCs and growing from small business to big business and all those things. So sorry, you guys, we can continue the discussion here as well. That's why it took us a bit longer.
We have coffee here, they have tea there.
Okay.
People discussing about ourselves.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Very good. Very good. Yeah, because it's like it's now the time. Thank you very much. It's now the time that it's like you know all these things, then you can apply it in your own business. That's so great. And I was just telling that I always feel like this, like in academic area, we do the academic things. It's like papers. It's forecasting, all those things, but then you have this opportunity. You get the things, you apply it, and then you see the result. It's like even much more joyful, right?
Yeah, when it comes to business, nothing is constant.
As no, all the time it says depending on the nature of the market, on the taste, marketing, lots of things, the weather. Yeah, many factors. I have just few moments to switch up here.
Do you want to switch off the light in the front?
Oh, okay. If you can see better,
Yeah.
do you know which is the
The
one?
one, the white color.
Better.
Yeah.
Good. Is it good for you too?
Can see you can see the whiteboard, yeah.
Yeah, there's
You
nothing
can
inside
see.
now.
You can see the whiteboard.
Yeah. Just feel. Okay, that's it's a bit of transferring thing while I am teaching.
No. Who is PROPH? PROPH. In Sila. 233. Who's phone number 233?
Amos.
Amos. You want to know? Amos, how to spell your name?
AMOS.
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 Minggu. Amos. Amos.
AMOS.
You research the AMOS.
971. 4341.
It always pronounce bridge.
I don't know.
Oh,
135.
I think so, yeah, when I cross.
Masukkan lagi yang nombor personal.
6618.
019.
6880.
Ni nombor ni nombor ini 019-769-5855. This one I'm no number. 019-769-5855. Mana boleh tu nombor lah. 019.
Sorry guys to keep you waiting. Okay, by the time I am transferring this data,
58 mana?
another tutorial small for you. Agency costs. Very familiar? Agency cost. Why we call it agency cost? Agency problem, agency cost. Why we call it cost at all? And then what steps should be taken to resolve this cost? Okay, so you may want to make a note, take a note, something. So I would ask you 2 questions. One about the mergers and acquisition. Second about agency cost. So 10 to 15 minutes, please provide all the information. And even you may want to go for the MNCs and the domestic companies. Is that which one is bigger and how and what should you do in order to reduce these costs.
The question is,
Just wants to discuss grounds to information gap. And how is the agency cost?
Okay, when you finish, just let me know, please. That but you don't know this one is
But then I follow. I get the point, but then so far we never use cost. Because the management and the shareholder not home.
Oh, you don't have no. You know why? Because maybe your managers are the shareholders, right? So there is no conflict of interest. Actually, this is one thing.
Yeah. Major shareholder normally there is no credit. These are management also normally.
Yeah, but then let's say about the corporation. Mr. Shareholders are just normal people.
Yeah, company not big enough yet, so I cannot understand this thing yet.
Oh, yeah, but you don't know what to do.
I learn now, I learn now.
Yeah,
I got to learn now, and then later to use.
And maybe if Lai would want to know it definitely because he's going to go for larger scale, maybe raise the capital through issuing stocks and everything. So then definitely
we go for fundraising and
then IPO.
Many investors.
Yeah.
So we have many shareholders.
Then
need to deal with the shareholders.
And definitely you will face this problem. So just take a good attention to this now. So later on you face the problem, you know how to solve it. Okay, just give me whenever you finish and you're done, so I can continue.
Yeah, continue.
Should I?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Just let me give you just very few things on the cost still, and then I finish the cost. We go through, let's say which one comes first. Agency costing or the whole corporation partnership and everything. All right. Okay, just opportunity cost, sunk cost, and all those things I would briefly cover. All right. We do have different types of the cost, such as explicit and implicit. Straight ahead, coming from the name, you can guess what kind of cost we are talking about. Explicit costs are direct, out of the pocket payment for labor, capital, energy, material, whatever. However, implicit costs reflect only a foregone opportunity rather than explicit, such as opportunity cost. How many of you have heard about opportunity cost? Good. What is it? What it is exactly? The opportunity cost of a resource is the value of the best alternative use of that resources. Value of manager's time example, for example, this Mayong owns and manages a firm. He pays himself only 1,000 K per month, but he can earn 11,000 K outside. However, you do need to know what if this guy is earning from the income of the whole company as well too. Let's see. My own example, assume monthly revenue is 49K and explicit costs are 40K, including the monthly wages. The accounting profit is going to be 9K and still the 10K per month for himself, right? The profit plus the wages, because the profit is his own pocket as well, and the wage he assigned for himself is going to get it. So then you would have this number, 11K and the 10K. The difference, 1K, is going to be the opportunity cost. That he would do better if you go outside, get the 11 costs. So the alternative thing that he can get extra, putting all that, let's say, the time and effort there, he can get 11,000. The opportunity cost is 1,000. Why? Because previous is that from that profit he get 1,000, he would get as the salary for himself, wage for himself 10,000. Outside he gets 11,000. 1,000 difference, opportunity cost. All right. Oh, I forgot I here. Okay. Cost of durable input. The durable input are usable for a long period, perhaps for many years. Capital such as land, buildings, or equipment are durable input. Cost of durable input, for example, truck example, is just some examples that you would have here. Of course, they have this amortization and maybe depreciation or whatever cost. Sunk cost. Cost, they're sunk and you cannot get it back. They're already gone with the wind. Sunk cost is a past expenditure that cannot be recovered. If an expenditure is sunk, it is not opportunity cost. So we should not consider it for the managerial decision. However, sunk costs appear in the financial accounts. They should put it as a sunk cost because the account should be matching balance sheet here and there, the two sides of the balance sheet. Okay, we discussed about all these things, the variable cost and the fixed cost and the total cost is going to be fixed cost plus variable cost, and of course we discussed about the economy of scale and all those stories. Let's move on to the next chapter. Ownership and governance of a firm's profit maximization, owners versus managers objective. So I think we can go through all these things, starting from the different types of business that we may have. Starting from no.
No.
Yes, and then we move one by one. Tell me, what types of the business we may have?
Have what?
The types based on the ownership.
This is a company.
You go straight ahead from the very last one, the corporation. No, just do not talk about it. It's like
Is it supervisor?
about the owners of the company.
Supervisor, limited
Liabilities, that one. But it's still very general one. Very general.
Okay.
Company.
owner of a business, any business. An owner of the business can be guys from Johor. If you want to divide it, let's say, in few groups. Private companies. If that one is very general, you can say private and public, but still no, we're talking in a more profit. No? Profit is very general. Think similar. You just open a shop and it's for you only.
So by the way,
The ownership, only 1%.
Okay.
If it is the 1%, the sole ownership. If it is
Partnership.
2 or more,
Partnership.
partnership. And if it is big enough,
It's corporate.
it's going to be the corporate, which the owners of the business can be totally out before, publicly listed. It's like all the shares are owned by the publics, which then we would have this corporation, and then we would have the board of directors, the CEOs, and all those things. Who can explain to me what is corporate governance? Why it was created? Because it's not very old area of study and knowledge. How it actually came to this world, the corporate governance, and why?
To control the company.
Make the company more transparent.
Transparent, better
Set a
control.
limitation to the company.
So what is corporate governance at all?
For the interest of the set of measurement tools or
Partners?
Shareholders to the mechanism process.
Corporate governance is coming from corporate, relating to the corporation. Okay, David, you tell me, what is the corporate governance?
It is what the company it's like rules and regulations.
Very good. Rules and the regulations that they set based on some standards, so they can have the control over the corporation to make sure everything in its right place to hit the target. What is the target for any corporation or any business?
Profit.
Profit. Profit of what? Profit maximization. If it comes to the sole ownership, the only owner is the owner of the business. So it's like we don't have the stockholders, we don't have outside people. It's just okay. I'm gonna just do my best to make the profit as much as possible for myself. If it is partnership, it is the same thing for all of us. If it is the corporation, then the owners of the business are who? Corporation?
Shareholders.
Very nice. Shareholders.
Stakeholders.
Very nice. As a manager, I should make sure that I am maximizing the profit of the ownership, the owners, the shareholders. And that rules and the regulations of the corporate governance helps in to monitor, to control, to see whether everything is transparent, see everything is working properly. Then they might say, okay, very good. This company's got very good corporate structure, corporate governance and everything. Pretty sure that it's in line with the business objective. Good corporate governance has a big advantage for the shareholders. Why? For the investors, let's say. Why? Do you think a company with a good corporate governance has better perspective, better future?
They get better value per share.
That one, some companies with no corporate governance, they still can have the good value per share, for example, price PE ratio or something. They still can have. But sometimes it's like from the perspective of the investors, what you can tell if a company is having a very good corporate governance structure.
So you guys know.
return on shareholder fund. Better return on shareholder.
How? It's like how it's working.
Okay. Easy to attract more investors.
Why?
Because of better governance, then more people will come on.
And then it's like I have a good corporate governance. So how the investors would be attracted then?
More secure.
Done. Finished. They are feeling more secure. Because they say, okay, this corporation is having very strong corporate governance. And it's kind of, if they really, it's like they are doing their best to maximize my profit. So I go there and invest them.
Confidence levels are
very nice. Confidence, security, all those things. The investors feel very secure. They go there, they put their money, and they invest their money there. Okay? So let's see. A very small disadvantage of the corporate governance. It's not that it's everything which is very, very good. Sometimes it cannot be very good too.
good job. Not flexible. Decision had to get through from many parties.
Yes. Could be like through auditing and lots of all the troublesome.
There's too many auditing processes.
That's it. Cost. Of course, you're gonna pay all the auditors and lawyers and Mantissa and everything. And to do that, you do need to fix the cost. Very good.
Time, not fast enough.
Very good. Time, not fast enough. For the something, it's decision to be made here and there, and go through the board of directors and the managers and everything. Time and money, both of them. Now I think I can ask my first question from you. That what have you found for the agency cost? And in these types, three types of the business, this agency comes interested in what points? Let's start with Joho, then we come back to you. Okay? Sibali.
Yes.
What did you find? Agency costs. First of all, the three types, which one it will be there? Will it be there in type of the business such as the one that your friend here noticed happening? Maybe partnership or sole ownership you're having, or partnership you're having, the business that you're running now?
Private.
Private partner.
Private limited.
Limited. Okay.
Limited.
All right. Go. All right. So you tell me. One ownership.
The agency costs are basically somebody hires to run a company on behalf of that company. An agency is being hired.
If I tell you agent, okay, who you call agent? First of all, who is agent?
Center guy. Center middleman.
Middleman? Who is the middleman in the
Manager.
So first of all, the three types: sole ownership, partnership, corporation. This problem is happening in which way? Which one? Which one of those three? They're facing this problem.
Shareholder and the management.
Very good. In the corporation, we have shareholders who are the owners, and we have the managers who are running the business. And the conflict between the two, as Alustar is saying, is going to be the agency problem. Clear for now? Okay. Who is the agent? Managers or shareholders? David, who is the agent? John, managers are the agents. Who is the principal? Of course, it's that we have to. The shareholders. Now the conflict. What do you mean by the conflict, Mohammed?
The conflict comes because the different idea, different contribution to the.
How come different idea? I am the manager, you are the shareholder. What kind of conflict between the two of us might be?
Because the shareholder they cannot give 100% decision because they not follow the board of the director.
The decision is made in the best way possible. And are you sure about it? It's the best way possible to maximize your share profits.
Yeah.
And this conflict. Can you refer to one? Only make one example.
When the issue arises.
Muhammad. For now.
When-
I go to you.
Okay. When they issue for they want to create one project, big project. For the paying the material.
No. You are in the totally somewhere else. The conflict between you, which of us were shareholders? Me or you? Me manager, you
Shareholder, I shareholder.
shareholder. I am manager.
Okay.
What kind of conflict of interest between you and me might arise?
I need my way, my style.
First of all, your way is a correct way. I should maximize your profit no matter what. If there is a conflict, it means I'm not doing the best to maximize your profit. In which way I might not do it?
I need the quality.
Anything.
I need.
You just need money. You don't care about the quality. You don't care
I
about.
need my money can return investment high.
You just need your money high. No matter, I can make high quality, maybe less profit. I can make very low quality, better profit for you. How? It's not to your best. It's not about the quality.
But,
Amigo.
These things come into the picture, especially come to the year end, when it comes to the budget. They always want a 30% increase for budget for next year, but the sales manager always say no, 5% or 10%. So there's always a conflict. But then
No, these are the conflict between the managers. The conflict between the managers is something else. Now I'm talking shareholders and manager. Fatima.
The shareholder only wants to maximize his profit.
Okay.
And the manager, he doesn't like. Sometimes he doesn't care about the profit. He cares about the position that you have. Like
the position doesn't cost any money. Yeah, they already have the position.
Like
think simple. I am a manager. You are the shareholder. You think about your own money. I think about.
Sometimes I think about like to be a vice president or something.
Still, it's the manager. I can do my job good, so I can promote. I can be promoted.
Manager wants a higher pay.
Yeah. Yes. Maybe they can't do all. This should be the salary for. It's like I have some connection for the board of directors. Of guys, it's like net salary. As a manager, let's go to Joho Elite and let's see Ali. Any examples you can give me? When I am as a manager, I'm doing something which is not to the profit of my shareholder. Just bring some very easy example. The easiest thing comes to your mind.
Well, I mean, we could sell. I mean, do some illegal selling and make some profits on the sideline.
Still, you know what? If I'm doing it and I'm not caught, the shareholders are happy because they're getting their money.
No, but we actually.
But you don't hear it from me. Okay.
Experience in our company where we had some fraud, and the sales was actually selling, but they were taking.
Anyway, if it is the fraud, the money goes to the shareholders' pocket. The shareholders do not have any. It's not that they have. They don't have it, but they don't know it, so they don't have problem with it.
But
that is the opportunity loss, right? Lost opportunity.
Cannot say opportunity cost because it's kind of the opportunity gain you have gained. It's not the opportunity, it's you gained it illegally. No.
The governance has to come in, right? The governance, proper governance needs to come in to manage that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, but before the corporate governance steps in, there are some problems that they need. Actually, the first time is 1990 something. There is that. Yeah, it's when the corporate agreement, something like that. Then the corporate governance started. And then because there were some failures in some companies, and then when they looked through, so oh God, this company, the shareholders are doing something which is not in line with the shareholders. The managers are doing something that which is not in line with the shareholders' profit maximization. That's why they put the corporate governance. But before that, we're talking about before that. A very simple example is this. I am the manager, you're the shareholder. You're not here, you're the public. I have sold the stock publicly. You are the public, you have no idea what I'm doing. However, I'm going to visit the business trip. I am the manager, I assign myself the very 1,000 stars hotel, luxurious, and the luxurious flight, first class. Yes, lady? And then I put all the money, I spend it, I enjoy it, I may take my whole family with myself. So, come on guys, let's have it. Like, yeah, it's coming from that is the business trip. But it's like, come on, it's like no one is going to see if I'm taking 5 or 1. So it's like you book yourself the very nice flight, you book yourself a very luxurious hotel, you are spending the money of the shareholders for your own interest. Let's say the income, that the salary that you make. Okay, guys, board of director, put this salary for me. However, I don't really deserve it. 1 part, 2 part, another part. Mohammed is a public shareholder. He's outside. He doesn't know what I'm doing. I'm here. Okay.
I want I want my money and more profit. No, whatever problem in the company, I don't want to know.
You don't want to know. But anyway, if I am overspending the money is coming from your pocket. I don't have any money. I'm having my salary. And I'm spending, then I can nicely put it. Business trip. And then, why is the 1,000 stars hotel? Why you didn't go for 3, 4, 5? It's like, yeah. So a presentation could be like presidential suite, then you take it. So then you enjoy it. It's coming from your pocket. And of course, at the very end, the profit that goes to you is going to be less because I have a tremendous amount of it. One thing. Second thing, very obvious. I am here. I am the manager. You're not here. You cannot monitor. If I come here, I do the Facebook, I do the Googling, and I do my own business. Right?
Use some resource for the company.
Yeah, I may misuse the resources. The time I'm doing for myself, it's like using, okay guys, do thing, okay, I'm doing my own thing. It's something. I read the lecture or something. So, oh, come on, who else is there? Something, nobody's here. Okay, you're happy, I'm happy, you do your thing, I do my thing, no bum. So why should we get headache at the very end? Come on guys, these are the questions, answer these questions, you get your mark. Still goes happy, lecturer happy, jala. Okay? So, did you get the point, guys?
It's a pay for performance, right?
Yeah, I'm not performing. Exactly. And this, of course, it's going to cost. And it's going to cost you. Why? Because I'm not doing, first of all, I'm not doing the thing that I'm supposed to do here. Second of all, and then later on, you go outside, you're happy with the mark you got, but somehow you might not happy because you did not learn anything. And the next student comes in. Okay, Alex, what did you learn in your economic class? Oh, come on, nothing. We just went there, we got the slides, it's like we got the questions, we got the answers, and then we passed. I did nothing. The 2 days I put there, I collected, and even the lecturer did not bother to put it in Turnitin to find the similarities. Pretty good assignment. I got A. Wow. And it might not help the other student to join. Come on, if I'm going to go there, I'm going from Johor, taking all this trip. In Fatima case, coming from, let's say, Dubai, just to attend these classes. At the very end, no outcome, only paying the money with me. There are thousands of universities. Just sit in, put in the money in the account, get the degree in 1 week. Nice, cut, everything, doctor. By the time they're caught, they're doing. And there are some even in the very high positions, those doctors, sometimes even in the Okay, let's not talk about the politics. Sometimes you have a very higher position, doctor, you ask them, they do not even download one article from the NG. The very thing that the degree students can do, they cannot do it. So how is the doctor? So how did you do this edition? Outsourcing. How did you do your assignment? Outsourcing. How did you do a degree? It was just one university. I did it online. I sent it. I got the very beautiful, nice, colorful doctorate, PhD, Doctor of Philosophy. My name is so in the calligraphic way, it's written there. And there are thousands of chops here and there. And Doctor, okay, no one is coming and seeing me. So, in this case, let's go back to that. The other students are hearing your story about this lecturer who came and did these things, or happening, you enjoyed your life. Still so okay, no, come on. I rather learn something because I need it for my future career. I need it for my current career. I'm going from small to big. I do need to know how to calculate, how to get the market efficiency, how to predict it, how to do the forecasting. So I need that information. Otherwise, what's the use of it? Okay. So going back to the agency cost, as the shareholders, you of course, you do need to monitor me. You either hire auditors to step in and check whether I'm doing my thing right or wrong.
Auditor is considered agency cost.
Yeah, because you have to pay.
Oh.
You have to pay for the auditors.
That means
So
agency cost.
this is the cost that the shareholders have to pay.
I see.
If I am overspending your money, again, it is cost to you. If you have to hire the auditors, it is cost to you. If you have to buy all the camera CCTV to put there and see whether I'm doing my work, talking to you, explaining or not. However, sometimes it's not working because the CCTV is not recording your voice. I can sit here, talk about the story of the life, and you can share it with me. And then we talk about the parties and families and everything, and we enjoy it, right? So nothing else. So who comes and said, still they need to do something else. You need to make sure the business is running well. It's all toward your profit maximization. That's the way the conflict of the interest between the shareholders and the managers would arise. And you will need to reduce it as much as possible. Okay, I think we almost were supposed to have lunch at 12 or 1. It's like 10 to 1. What's the hour? Is it 10 to 1? I think half an hour we still have. Okay. Now let's touch a little bit of MNCs, multinational companies. This time your turn. My voice is very low. Multinational companies and the domestic companies. Which one do you think the agency cost is higher and why?
Multinational.
MNCs and domestic. Which one agency cost is higher? MNC?
MNC.
Yeah, confirm MNCs. Very good. Why?
Involve too many parties.
Yes, many party. Many party then what?
So many shareholder directors who sign all these documents are normally
sometimes even domestic market, the domestic companies, corporation might have even more shareholders than all those multinationals. They may have coming like a very big company in China, for example, the shareholders like if you have MNCs, the shares over there might be more than the shareholders here.
Involve more services one. Once they involve more services, then normally they charge higher. Because your MNC director from China.
We're talking about just the conflict of interest.
No, agency cost, right? Agency cost like
The
secretary fees, auditor fees.
exposure of MNCs, the exposure is high.
Yeah. If you're talking about the auditors, if you have to pay the auditor to go and audit the thing just in Klang Valley, fine, very fine. It's no problem. People still good finance. I can say, oh, I have to send it to China. I have to send it to the United States. There's like all the costs and there's all the things that I have to pay. It's going to be, of course, higher.
Secretary fee is the same thing. Secretary fees, local directors, you do bankruptcy check also easier, Then
Exactly.
foreigner, you want to do bankruptcy check, then the secretary, they say they'll spend more money.
Yes, exactly.
Agency
All
cost
those money.
increase,
Yeah. Cultural thing. sometimes it may cost you as the shareholder. It's like you just put a subsidiary in some other country. There are some cultural issues there. They're not doing very well, so it's going to hit the shareholders. It's not you. So it's the different cultural dispersion, geographic dispersion, all these, let's say, difficulties are in monitoring and everything. It's going to cost you higher and higher. And still, I am the one who is now working a little bit about it. Okay. Any question on the owners versus managers objective, which can be called, we call it agency cost, we call it manager shareholder problem, sometimes we call it just managerial problem. In different books, they're referring to different words. Clear everything?
Yeah.
All right. I think I just went through private, public, non-profit. Profit is like all the different things. The ownership one, we discussed a bit here. Publicly traded corporation, closely held corporation. Just read through the size and the ownership. The firm governance, small firms and the big firms. And the cost, of course, it's going to be the profit maximization. Alright, so you're going to maximize the profit. It's like all the things that there's a bit of mathematics here. Go through, just read through. I'm not expecting you to do it. It's not your thing, it's the economics, the economist people thing. As far as you know, you are maximizing your profit function at this maximum level. It is very fine. And as I told you yesterday, in mathematics, whenever we want to maximize or optimize something, we just do the first derivation, we make it equal to 0. And of course, there are some interpretation behind it, but I don't want to make you feel lost, with jargons and words and numbers, of course. Let me go. Profit sharing and conflicting things, monitoring, controlling. We cover all these topics. And now we go to the takeovers. Okay, let's talk a little bit about takeover, mergers and acquisition. Your turn. Who is going to give me a short preview of merging and acquisition? Guys from Johor, any volunteer?
Mergers and acquisitions?
Yes.
The definition is
Everything, whatever you know about mergers and acquisition. Because it's now, then we can complete each other. You would say something, the guys here can add something, and then you may add on again.
Okay, so mergers, I can start. Mergers and acquisition, companies look for, expand their businesses, for example, or try to reduce competition, go into new products. So that's where they decide either they go into a merger or acquire a company. Acquisition is they buy over another company. Mergers are two companies are merging together as one business. So that's basically the two concepts, and there should be some benefit behind that.
Very good.
There should be some clear objectives around that. Sometimes those mergers and acquisition doesn't work because there are some conflicts around the monopoly of those businesses. So sometimes the governments intervene and try not to allow them to do that acquisition, etc. So that's basically the start.
Good. You start to the start. We continue with Alaska.
Yes, it's very simple. It's maybe two company is cooperated with one company.
So
It's
this is
more
the
profit.
mergers.
Yeah, it's more profit and more profit.
Yeah. What about takeovers?
Takeovers. Reverse takeover lah.
Oh, you can do it. Okay, so what do you think?
Yeah.
Why you do that?
Easy to take the listed company corporate status.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like you feel. Do you remember you just told me that you may take over even for a short while one of your friends' business and you do it and then you make better profit because you think that you have more knowledge about it.
Faster.
And faster. You know that if you have that one, you're gonna make more profit than when you take over.
I would say faster, and also the big boss, the so-called the one going to take more profit, the one is the arrangement, corporate exercise.
Yeah.
They want to take out their profit or their money as soon as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the faster way.
All right. So what types of let's say measures we have? Integration. Let's call it. You integrate all the companies in two very main important places. Tolerance.
That's it.
The two ways that you go through mergers, for example.
You can buy assets. You can buy the stocks.
No, not really. It just look very big from outside. If I tell you there are two types,
Horizontal and vertical.
very nice, horizontal and vertical. Each of them, how and why? Who's gonna answer this question? Fatima?
For merger,
Yeah.
like
Kind of a bit out of the line. Yes, okay. All right, I'm telling you, we have two types of integration or measures: vertical, horizontal. Even you can get it from the name itself. And why you do that? The benefit that you can gain from each of those measures.
For acquisition case, they do not come in a very good intention. Because I acquire you and then I kill you.
Yeah, they do that.
Uh,
Yeah, it's like all they follow all the managers and everything, and they do it. They almost like, okay, now. Exactly, they do it. If you call it hostile takeover. Yeah, it's hostile, especially in the takeover cases.
sometimes they take over because to avoid the bankruptcy.
Yeah, sometimes they take over. It's like I am at the time of the bankruptcy, and I just sell it, and of course they sell it in that they give them tender offer. The other, okay, I'm going to give you more. Just let me take over your company.
Right.
And then you would have two choices: either go bankrupt or just take the tender offer. And then of course you're going to be more well off with the tender offer. Okay, then as the price of we just take over and then go ahead, bye. Anyway, at least I'm not bankrupt.
That was my
By business, yes, it is like that one. We call it something conglomerate. That one. But now we're talking about only horizontal and vertical. For now, horizontal.
Control of the market.
Control of the market.
Like
Just tell me what horizontal. Muhammad.
I'm working in JLC company. So there are many groups from the MNC. So I know the function of the MNC. They want to protect our other shareholder, our company group from lose the money, from lose the business. And the invest which other group company want to drop.
Is your company each other. If you are they all the companies together?
Many business.
If it is many business, that one is diversification. But now we are talking about only horizontal and vertical integration.
So in capital mechanism, horizontal dimension that means I do not have enough business volume to go for public listing. So I go for merging.
Merging.
So we exchange our share, then we have bigger market share.
In one line of production, let's say we talk about production. In one line of production or in different line of production?
One line up.
One line. The first thing comes, okay, you want to be more efficient. Very big thing. You want to absorb, you want to have the control on the market power. If you are, let's say, car industry, three of the industries all together in car production, they get together, they merge, they become big. They become stronger. They can have more public, like all the market power. What about vertical? Johor, David,
Yeah.
what can you tell me?
To acquire maybe the company that's providing the raw materials.
Very nice. In vertical way, let's say supplier, manufacturer, and later on maybe even with marketing, distributing. So it's like you go all together, you merge it. What for?
Monopolize.
This one cannot.
Reduce
The
the cost.
other one horizontal you can monopolize.
Reduce
Let's
the
say
cost.
if it is all car, they get together, you get your monopoly.
Minimize the cost.
Exactly. You want to minimize your costs. Reduce the taxes. Do all the those paperwork that if you want to deal with other businesses, it's like you have to also control the firm.
Like KFC.
All right. But yeah, they have the
chicken
inform
farm,
system.
they have the
Everything. Get it there and then reduce.
the whole supply chain.
Exactly.
Require the whole supply.
Very nice. So they are reducing a lot of cost here. And of course, there are some other purposes of the mergers, and when they get it from here and there, different industries. Why?
Synergy.
Different industries, not really synergy.
Diversification.
Very nice, diversification. And what's in it in diversification? Why you say diversification is good? Because it reduces risk. And what type of risk you referring to here? He's finance, very good marketplace and everything, but
Maybe the origin business is facing downturn indeed. Facing downturn, they're trying to make the whole circles up against.
Exactly.
So they need to put in one more business.
Yes, they diversify in case this business is in downward movement now. They're getting their benefit the other way. Do you remember? It's like it's okay if this class is running with only one lecturer, one student. It's okay, no problem. I have another module there running with like 10, let's say 50 students with one lecture. So it's like covering the losses that I'm gaining from here with the money that I'm gaining from that, and the loss will be covered here. So you go for this type of mergers and acquisition as well. You diversify between the industries that you're having to reduce the risk and, of course, be able to sustain in the critical time. Okay?
One more I see is a raise fund. Raising fund from the outside.
Raising fund. Yeah, okay.
Because the
So,
original business, maybe no synergies area. They put on new business, then get attention from the public.
of course,
Then
you know
it's
what?
easy to get funds.
Because the people also want to diversify. Even in portfolio management, in finance, the portfolio management is okay, you make a portfolio, you diversify all your assets you put in your portfolio to reduce the risk as much as possible. And okay, now I think I just finished. Later on, if you are interested, I can give you a little bit that's short that it's even in diversification in the assets, in the portfolio, in finance. Then we have two types of risk involved. Only one you can reduce. The other is there. Okay? So, thank you very much. See you in 1 hour at 2 o'clock. And let's have our lunch and come back.
I need to like sit down for a few minutes to have the energy to walk the long place.
Okay, guys, enjoy your lunch. Bye for now.
Okay, it's okay. Were you here when I talked about this one? So you have to. It's okay. So I may discuss it when you're not here. So I teach you. Would you please pass this one to Miss Megan?